this, do that, and you'll be able to enjoy it. But it says the end thereof is a pit of hell. He that keepeth the law of the Lord getteth the understanding thereof, and the perfection of the fear of the Lord is wisdom. And when you go into Sirach, the 6th chapter, basically talks about having a relationship with Sophia with wisdom. It tells you it's not an easy thing. It says that the fool, it will lay upon a fool as a burden, as a heavy burdensome stone, and it will cast it off of himself, because it's a lot to carry. In order for you to become wise, you need something known as experience. And the experience, usually, something I've realized is from the implementation of Proverbs, a just man falleth 7 times and get a fuck. You gotta make some real fuck ups, right? You gotta fail, man. And only that's how you gain humility, through humiliation. Right? The Lord, dealing with the Lord dealing with many humiliations. The main one being when he came as Adam and fell, which caused the fall of man. But ultimately, throughout the various lifetimes, what happened? He came back as a Lord and was perfected on the 3rd day and risen up. But that's how in order for you to obtain wisdom, you have to go through ruling tasks, man. It tells you. You gonna say something?
No, it's like gotta be broken down.
Gotta be broken down to be built back up. So reading on, it says in verse 12, he that is not wise will not be taught, but there is a wisdom which multiplieth bitterness. That's the point. There is a wisdom that multiplieth bitterness. So a lot of the time, when you find a lot of people make great, I use this as an allegory to the point, great inventions, prolific changes in humanity, it's usually born in some form of bitterness, some form of tribulation. And that's how that's like a frame that was built off obtaining wisdom. You have to go through it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 1 Corinthians 1 and 25. Because the foolishness of the Most High is wiser than men, and the weakness of the Most High is stronger than men. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. Yeah, the Lord basically isn't dealing with people. They said, wise men according to the flesh. Not many mighty, not many noble are called. Because it's basically with this, it's not about those that are that don't have any like they've not seen the worst side of life. There's a good example is when you have the rich man. He says, like, "Oh, I've come, I'm in the temple every day. I'm throwing up hella tithes, hella offerings. I've been studying, I've been doing all this. What do I need to do to get into the kingdom of heaven? So, you gotta give away all your money." Man was ready to die, man. He's ready to pass out. He's like, "What? But that because he had all them attachments, man." But then what? It's like when you basically when this word is all you've got, that's a whole different mindset, a whole different approach. It says what? But the Most High have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. The Most High have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. It's the other side as well. Because then it's those that basically looked at in the worldly sense, like, yo, these guys are nobodies, man. These guys are losers. One thing, it's like if someone like Jay-Z started talking about the truth, talking about the scriptures, he's gonna get way more reception on that than us brothers just on the street corners talking about it. He's basically got that worldly allure, man. These people that are held in certain esteem in the world, then they might start to be like, oh, we're the ones that are bringing fame to this word. But then what? It's something where the Most High giveth the increase, man. The Lord's the one that basically makes the word go out and has it be promoted. And that's why It's the same thing with Gideon, where it's basically like, yo, I ain't gonna make it so it's like you guys made the victory happen. I'm gonna make it where it's such a small number. There's so many few men that the only way that the war could have resulted in a victory is through, hey, the Lord making it happen through the Spirit. That's the thing. What we're dealing with is something spiritual. It's not carnal. Looking at that's why it's like you look at things calmly. You be like, yo, that's why that carnal mindset. That's why people get the chip. It's basically trying to yeah. It's quantifying, trying to quantify the spiritual things in a carnal sense. There was another one I was gonna get just off. I said earlier. Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So yeah, they're not even among the living, man. Those that don't have, if you don't have the understanding, you basically a corpse. That's what is it? Revelation 11, Ezekiel 37. Dry ass bones, man. Man are just skeletons, man. Skanking in the desert, man. No hydration. Don't know what's going on.
What's that children's book? Children's book. In a dark. Is it that one? You know, with the
and the finger with the yeah.
That's what they are, man. Let me read this. Revelation 14:9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast at his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, dealing with the Neuralink, right now when it's in the forehead, you can have a jack poking out your forehead, man. Right?
Yeah, they can just plug it into the TV and shit.
Your mind will be, you know, can show you your memories of, oh, I remember that girl, fuck, I told you I beat you.
The
Jack
thingy,
lead in your head.
the what do you call it? The Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, it's like where she was cheating on him, and man had the.
It worked out.
Yeah, that shit was like, that was so hilarious.
It's a quick math, man.
It's like, oh, Cindy.
Verse 10, it says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of its indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb. Why is that going to happen? Because it's going to be a direct offense to the Heavenly Father and the Son, right? By you taking that mark, you're falling under the umbrella of Esau Edom, right? Which he thinks is greater than the Most High power. So if he that is not with me is against me. So that's the standpoint the Lord's coming from.
Yeah, I was going to say as well, because I was thinking about that Black Mirror episode, it reflects how all these so-called miracles, technological marvels, they're not going to result in you know, the so-called super lifestyle they apparently are meant to lead to, man. A good example is like with social media. I remember when Facebook was first a thing, people were like, oh, you can keep up with everyone online, you can find out what, you know, all these family members that you don't contact, you can keep up to date with what they're doing, blah, blah, blah. Now social media is destroying people's minds, man. People are depressed and suicidal, man. They don't actually go out and talk to people, man. That's why they started like the meme, just like, oh, touch grass. Go out and touch grass, because people have been indoors, especially after the lockdown. They ain't even interact with people in real life. And then what, with the Black Mirror episode as well, the guy that got the chip where he could see like all these memories are recorded. This guy started going fucking losing his fucking mind because he's thinking like, oh, my wife's probably fucking cheating on me. And the man had to do all kinds of detective work. And it's like, yo, in the end, he just takes it out because he's like, yo, this shit is enough to make me lose my mind. And that's the thing with Esau, the way he utilizes technologies and the manner of how this world is constructed anyway. Having these capabilities, that's not going to be to your benefit, man. It's just like with social media, with the smartphones. So okay, you can get into it. You can have all forms, and that's a funny thing. They have a term. Maybe it's sensory overload. But I think there's a better one where it's like you have too much choice, too much variety available to you. You then get paralyzed in choosing what to do. So it's like someone might be able to go and like educate themselves or learn about all kinds of things. There might be all kinds of benefits. But if it fries your brain to the point where all you can choose to do is the negative things over and over, which by and large that's what people do, then it's like, is it really to your benefit? Sirach 2 and 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart right.
And even right now, we're heading into a time known as Jacob's trouble, otherwise known as the hour of temptation. Alright, that's where we're all roads leading to the mark, the corrupt mark, alright, and also the hour of temptation. So this scripture holds a lot of weight right now, in the time that we're in.
Set thy heart upright and constantly endure. And that's something I was going to say as well. It's with like the brother mentioned when we brought up the market exemption, it's a constant. It's not a thing where it's like you went out once, and then from when you went out once, like you're covered, you can just go and start backshotting other men's women, till Yahushua returns, and you're going to be good. Now it's a constant upkeep. It's a perpetual trial, to where you've basically got to keep it up until as the time, as and when, basically going out comes to end. Then it's even then you got to endure through, like the brother mentioned, hour of temptation. So that means that, hey, it's a trial, man.
It's a big test, and we're going through many tests right now. The book of Peter speaks about the manifold temptations. I believe it goes on to say leading up to the day of the Lord. But basically we go through all these various trials within our lifetime, our walk in faith, to build us up for the time. We're being purged.
So set and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. And that's there's a reward involved. And this is a reward that's not going to decay. It's not temporary. It's not a fake reward. That's the thing is with this current present world, how Esau and it's on public display. His whole system, how it operates. These things it's all illusionary, man. It's a mirage in the desert. Because it's all the things that seem, glorious and great from the outside looking in. Once the people that attain these things, they're more messed up. You guys that they'll hit supreme levels of wealth and fame, but then they're still bugged the fuck out, man. Like everyone wears, it's like they've basically got that, and this is within Esau society. They're presented as a pinnacle. This is the apex of what you want to achieve. Those are some of the least happy, least satisfied people on earth. So then that means that if they're that's the most aspirational position. They've so-called achieved everything. Then how much that means the whole society is a sham, man. Everything's BS. That's why it's in reality. This whole thing's a mess. And social media exacerbated to where people can pretend like they're living that lifestyle. But then the guy, you go on there, will be like moonlit dinners, going beach to beach, bar hopping, having the time of their life. Then, they live in their mum's basement, they're broke as fuck. They've got 3 baby mums. They're in their pockets at all times. They're done, man.
That's why they're gonna go into the VR, bro. VR.
Yeah, the metaverse, innit?
Go in there so they could preserve their false reality in the virtual world. Read this is the book of Proverbs 23 and 4. Labor not to be rich, cease from thine own wisdom. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. So as the brother said, hey, wealth, well, not even wealth, riches, as they would say, money, monetary gain, everything in the moment, it basically is it's momentary, all right? Because even it says, one of the curses that's upon our people, you go to the book of Haggai, the second chapter, it tells you when during the time of the Persian Empire, when you had Zerubbabel, and I believe High Priest Joshua at the time, I can't remember the High Priest. But basically, he was told they were told to rebuild the second temple, basically. And what they did is they started rebuilding their own lives, building their houses, doing their little thing. And then the Lord said he would make their sacks to have holes in them. So when they fill it up with wealth, it basically disappears. So that the true wealth is this word, man. It's to invest, the word investment, man. Investing to put inside of your garment. And what's your garment? The righteousness of his faith. Alright? We've got to take that talent we've been given and go to them and go make it, double the money, man. It's funny because I watched a video by Value Tainment. It said the 20 rules of money. One of the rules was it's a doubles game. Like, you have to understand it's a doubles game. And he basically said if you take £1,000 investment or $1,000, whatever it is in money, he said you're 10 flicks away from a million. So all you have to do is double your money 10 times to get to a million. That's what we gotta do, man. We gotta take this money we've been given and get the highest return on what we have for the sake of the Lord. Benefit of faith. And that begins with coming on highways and byways, alright? And then also doing the videos. I'm thinking of anything that you could utilize. Shit, scared the shit out of me, bro. This bitch just brave as fuck. I'm thinking, what's that moving in the back? It's a pigeon. But yeah, so basically doing the videos on the highways, all the things that can be done to basically magnify his faith. And even ultimately it says, James 5, what does it say? Arise and depart, you rich men.
No, woe to you, brethren, weeping now, for your miseries that shall come upon you.
That's it. Because their gold is cankered. So basically, all that wealth is like the Lord said. He said, "Whose face is on the money?" He said, "Render unto Caesar what is Caesar."
Yeah, and what do you call it? They'll not regard gold or silver, man. Those from the north. We ain't gonna be able to pay off once this conflict goes down. Hey, and that's the thing as well. It's like there's a term. What is it? Is it bloodlust? I can't remember what the exact term is. But it's like when men get in battle, how they would just start seeing red. It's like once you start,
like a bloodlust.
yeah. Once you start like taking people out, you're not like they ain't even a logical side, man. That's that spirit of warfare's on you. They're just gonna go ham until the shit's done.
I'm glad you said it like that as well, because what the Lord said he made them to agree for a season until when they in Revelations talk about until they destroy the whore that city from many
moons. Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
The word patient means to suffer, alright? So that's why a lot of people lack patience, man, because basically you gotta suffer. So if someone says, you got this is coming in a few months, you gotta suffer those few months to make it for whatever to come, right? That's a suffering.
And be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
What did the Lord say? He said to make a man more fine than gold. What you go for?
Precious and fine gold.
Yeah. So that's the premium way. But in order for you to find, in order for gold to be brought to 24 karat, gleaming, sparkling at night, man. What needs to happen? It needs to go through the fining pot. And that process is a grueling process. Because you take the dust, you take little pieces, you melt it all together to get a nice little wedge, but then you have to consistently refine it.
Believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way upright, trust him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. Yes, that straight gate, man. That narrow path. Where it's like any tomfoolery, and then you'll fall off the path. Like the brother mentioned earlier, he said like the path to destruction is wide and broad, man. There's all manners and forms of ways that people can destroy themselves. That's why
ways to die, man. That's all I'm thinking. I didn't want to do it.
But there's so many different ways to destroy yourself.
What kind of lyrics is that? Suicide.
I was like, right, makes no sense.
But that's basically what it is. Those million ways. It's those ways, man.
Hella suicides, man.
But it's a holding to life and righteousness. It's only one way. The Lord is, the Lord broke it down. John 10, life and way. He is the way. Right? No man cometh up but through me.
Yeah, because the joke is literally, there's so many different ways. There's people who are both on the way to death, fighting against each other about their way being the right way. Like, it's actual, just mega confusion. That's why, Babylon the Great, that confusion, man. And you go back to the Tower of Babel. That was like everyone all coming together. Then like what? Complete and total mass confusion, man. That's now it's that same spirit over and over, attempting to just keep everyone together and basically be able to ascend to the level of the Most High, man. But hey, they're all it's all lies, man. The shit never worked out. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Yes, it says, the reward shall not fail. And that's the thing, is the reward something that's not it's being built on another plane right now. It can be seen, because it's like what the kingdom of heaven is in us. It's being built up by all these different camps, all these different brothers waking up and pushing this word in truth, sincerity, and righteousness.
Brick by brick, man.
Yeah, that's that house being rebuilt. That's where it can be seen. But then what? Now is where the wicked they prosper, man. Now is the time for wickedness to prosper, and that's what you're seeing. You might. And that's the failing mindset, and when people try and approach the word, man. Well, I say the word, it's more the scriptures, man. Because when they're in the world, they're thinking like, oh, the Bible needs to be doing something for them. I'm like, bro, no, it's truth is truth, man. Yeah. Reality is reality. Like you got to deal with it.
If you serve the Heavenly Father, there's a power. Fourth dimension, sitting upon his throne, having angels minister before him, giving pigeons food, man. That's how minute the judgments and the Lord is administering from his throne. Alright? And you're gonna say that you're gonna say that he should work it out for me. It's crazy, man. The great power that has great many ministers before it, angels.
That's the vanity. Now Esau's made it easy. His whole angle is everything. All that matters is your own self-interest, your own goals, what you want to do with your life.
Shall be lovers of themselves.
Yeah, that's basically putting that as a pinnacle of meaning. But then that's and the funny thing is, because I was thinking if it's like the way, like the Hebrew Israelite way of mind is, you're thinking about doing things for your people and for your house, man. you're basically going to be like, okay, if you're building something up, it's so that then that can be compounded upon by your seed after the fact. You're looking to build things up, so it's like over time, you know, the honor, glory of Israel is maintained. And that's meant to be the mindset. But then it's like people in the world, they're just thinking about like they view children as like a blight, man. They're looking at it like, yo, so yeah, I guess I'd like to have some kids. But say, you know, I ain't gonna be able to do anything. I'm like, bro, it's like all that you achieve and attain. Like once you drop dead, that what's it gonna do for you, man?
J. Cole's have the mindset as well of what Bertrand said over here. Like, yeah, you just have a child and when they're 18, ain't your problem, bro. No, like, you don't even give them the right tools to go on and basically, you know, go forward. You just say, oh, I'm done.
It's like, yeah, I did my job. It's like, but you didn't teach me anything.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Now me and your mom are gonna fuck every night.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we're going to Paris.
Yeah.
It's like at long last, we've been waiting for 18 fucking years. But that's the thing, it's all about self-indulgence, man, self-interest. Because why? The whole, the identity of being a Hebrew Israelite, and the things that comes with that, serving the Lord, service of the Lord, the things that come with that, these things have basically been forgotten. All that's been done away with as far as Jake's concerned. So then that's why everything they're looking to is what? They're just looking towards all forms of madness. Because, bro, it's mind-boggling. Because even it's like all that people build up. I'm like, bro, what's like? You can't take it beyond the grave, man. The guys in Egypt tried to, bro. The shit's still here.
So I want to open there, dude.
Yeah, I'm like, bro, they got robbed, man. They became a possession. Look at the generations of old and see, did any trust in the Lord was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise and called upon him? For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long-suffering and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins and saveth the time of affliction. Which, for real, because what the hell we were doing in the world, we had no basis, I mean, any right to be saved out of that situation, man. It's all the madness we were off doing in the world. It's the Lord wanting to leave us to be destroyed, that be justified. And that's real. Hey, that's the real. But then what? Mercy was offered, and the path was offered. And why? Because Yahushua went up on the cross and bore all the sins. So then it was like, hey, the pathway through Yahushua, that's the path that's been paved. So now you gotta walk in it. And that's why, that's the thing. It's like for you to walk in that path, come in the stead, then, hey, otherwise, especially all you need to think about is you know, what you've been doing, all the myriad crimes you've heaped upon yourself when you're off in the world. And it's like, yo, if you want to bear them, hey, that's one thing. But yeah, that's, hey, all the whole mindset in this society is people try and take no account, have no accountability for anything that goes down, anything that happens. They're just, oh, you know, it's just unfortunate, it was terrible. You know, it was my great-grandparents, it wasn't me that did it. I wasn't involved. But hey, the Lord remembers me.
Isaiah 14 and 21, man. Tells you that, man. Prepare slow for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. When you go to the book of Ezekiel, the 18th chapter, it tells you that no iniquity the righteous of the father shall rest upon the father, and the wickedness of the father will rest upon the wickedness. Let everything passed on. Because Exodus, it tells you, the Lord is a jealous power visiting to the third and fourth generation. So when you're reincarnated, that's when your judgment comes back on you. One of the key examples is Solomon. Solomon, it was prophesied by Nathan in the book of 2 Samuel. And basically, if you committed any iniquity, you can do you on his
stripes of meth. Gotta be beaten with the stripes of meth.
But what happened? He died at peace with his fathers. And that basically happened later on when he came back on the earth. And it says that he was, through his stripes, he was healed. So he basically dealt with that as Yahweh Shai. So that's it. Hey, that's why for us, man, we can't even get in a woe is me kind of spirit. You might, you know, that's one of the demons that will basically come mess with you. The way you gotta see through it is, and it tells you in the book of Malachi, I will bear the iniquity of the father of the Lord, for I have sinned. So what you gonna say?
No.
For I have sinned against you. So basically, hey, we're not, our hands are not clean in this. We can't just go on like, oh yeah, we didn't do nothing. You know, most high program was the apostle. Only, you know, we're righteous, you know, we ain't done it, but the Lord programmed us to go off. So we go off, man. Alright? But it only is by grace and mercy that we're not going off. Alright? So that's why the woe is me kind of thing. We didn't get time for that, really. Things is about to wrap up, man. Hey, that's why it's when you see a salvation drawing nigh, lift up your head, man. You're really meant to be like, this is it, man. It's the last, it's the final stretch. You gotta get it in, do my laps, basically.
Romans 8 and 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Because that's the other thing as well, is for even you, bruv, if the hardship we've experienced were extended by 50, 250, 7,000 years, even then it still won't compare to the reward. Because why? The reward's eternal. That's going to be a thing where it's set, and it's like, yo, we get that reward. It's going to way outweigh any form of hardship, man. That's why I said there ain't going to be no tears no more, man. It's going to be, everything's going to be in order, happening in righteousness, man. And that alone is enough to just be like, damn, it's going to be cold. Going to have the nations in subjection, going to be ruling righteously, going to be able to do all. Hey, be able to have your house, man. Have pleasure of your children. Now you have a kid, you got to fucking, like, try and maneuver them through a society that's going to be trying to put your little boy in a dress at every turn, man. What kind of hell is this? For the verse 19, for the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who was subjected that the same in hope. So yeah, the creature was made subject to vanity. Jake was basically made to go off, man. They were made with the flaw of being incapable of keeping the law perfect. Because for us to basically get to that state, the Lord had certain things go down. It was necessary for his son to basically come and bear the sins of Israel. It was necessary for the falling away to happen. It was necessary for Babylon the Great to be set up, for the prophecies to move, for everything to have to go down, had to go down. So that now in this time, it can all culminate and come together. It says, so it says, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of the Most High. Yeah, there's going to be that delivery into that state where Jake's not going to be completely destroyed, man. Completely jacked up, going completely off. They're going to be in righteousness, in their own place. No one else is going to take, that Jake's no more going to be taken into captivity. That's beautiful, man. Right now we're subjects. We're fucking chaff, man. That's how Jake is seen within the society. It's like they came up, it's like y'all did your job, you're still here, man. But it says, you say something.
No, I'm just
To the glory of God. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
So it said even the heathen are growing. They're waiting for this as well now. Generation.
Yeah, because bruv, everyone's feeling the same jacked up state, man. Even Esau, man. Those on the bottom of Esau, these guys are trying to make some shit happen so they can get a cup. They don't realize that this is their last hurrah, man. This is their last hoorah. They need to be maximizing every credit card, enjoying every form of pleasure, trying to get into all these dodgy underground orgies they can get into, whilst they still can, man. Because if them guys even try and have a whipping at the kingdom, it's going to be swift and excellent judgment. It says what? For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? And that's how you know this. Esau ain't hoping for nothing, man. Esau ain't hoping for no kingdom of heaven for him, man. He ain't what's in it for him?
It tells you he's not in trouble with other men. So
yeah.
There ain't nothing to wake up and hope for.
Basically,
like I'm more or less like everything is in my power. Whatever my hand seeks to do.
Yeah, you can fulfill it, man. Yeah. Any desire of his heart, he can go out and fulfill it. This is his society for him to be able to do all those things.
The battery back.
Yeah. I'm gonna find a bit more. But so what does it say? Making okay. So with okay. Yeah. For we are saved by hope. For hope that is seen is not hope. Yeah. Hope is evidence of things not seen. So that's why it's like what we're hoping for.
Faith is evidence.
Faith,
yeah. The evidence of things not seen.
So
yeah.
Faith is evidence of things not seen, and what we're looking to, that's not something that can be seen. The only place being seen is where where we're seeing brothers doing this work
through the Spirit. Because it tells you it's the Spirit that quickeneth. That's what the scripture I'm thinking of. Basically, the manifestation of anything pertaining to the scripture. That's the scriptures is where we're seeing these things come to pass. It ain't a thing of like, oh yeah, everyone knows this and knows that. No, it's the secrets that are given unto the servants and prophets. They can basically look at everything going on in the world and say like, okay, cool, this is that happening, that's that. But that's why I said the Lord will come in the thief of the night. Because a lot of people are none the wiser. Why is that? Because they don't know what kind of markers they're meant to be looking out for. When I say markers, prophecies, okay? Signs of the times.
Yeah, you can't decipher, what it is.
That's why the Lord said unto the wicked scribes and Pharisees, He said, you can discern, the clouds of the sky, but you can't discern, the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? Because they're not spiritually astute.
Yeah, the Spirit wasn't dealing with them, man. Okay. Verse 25, but if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself making intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. And your Spirit will basically be, making those laments on your behalf.
Hey, we're instructed to pray without ceasing. Like when you go into the book of Revelation, it says that the prayers of the saints will be saved before the Lord. in the spirit, man. That shows you, yeah, man. If you're really in the spirit, Ezekiel 9 and 4 is in you, man. That's what really leads you to find this faith. When you go to the book of Song of Solomon, it tells you about, I went about the sea to seek him whom I love, and I was down to what? A groaning within yourself, with your spirit. That sign can't quite right, but it's something I need to, move to.
The saints to the world. So, and we know that all things work together for them. So, verse 27. And he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of the Most High. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are called according to his purpose. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Yeah, those the first fruits, they know Yahushua. Just like, hey, the demons knew Yahushua. How much more so should be them that follow him in righteousness? They should be able to recognize. Just like what? It says, my sheep hear my voice. That's why you had those that when Yahushua came on the scene, even before it was known, okay, who it was. Because then there's a point in time where Yahushua goes to the disciples and says, who do they say that I am? And then there was multiple things bandied about, as well as the correct answer. But in what? It was only through the Spirit how it was revealed to certain people. Other people, they'll just be watching them like, I don't like this guy. So yeah, he can't be the prophet. Or there'll be people who don't know. They'll just say like, oh, is it Elijah? Does Elijah come back? But then what? Those who are on the Spirit, that's why you have incidents like the woman who had the issue of blood, where she's like, yo, I just need to touch him and that's it.
The centurion, that basically says you ain't
gonna come.
Say the word.
Just like I said, give instructions, you just give the instruction and he'll be healed.
That shit is deep, man.
Yeah, that's legendary.
That's why he said there's no faith. Because he understood the dynamic. He understood like, look, this is a man who controls the spiritual world. Like, he knew what, it's kind of like, you had a legion that basically said like, oh, why have you come to trouble us before our time? It's like he had the inside scoop. He knew. It's like, nah, you're the father. You got power over all spirits, man. Just say the word. I know it will be done. He didn't want him to come in the house and put his hand on him. He just knew, look, man, you say it, it's done. And then going into your point about the demons knowing us, that's why the Lord said, you shall do these things I do and more. That's why Peter's shadow healed people, man. You had these different things that were done that basically established the Lord's faith. Right?
Made hella examples, man. Examples for days. Yeah. So Matthew 8 and 5 says what? And when Yahushua was entered into Capernaum, there came unto him a centurion beseeching him, and saying, Lord, my servant lieth at home, sick of the palsy, greatly tormented. And Yahushua said unto him, I will come and heal him. And the centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. Yeah, he basically was ready with it. He was on the level of faith where it's just like he knew, like, yo, Yahushua is the guy, and that's why. Because it says, what? These are the same spirits that foreknew. They were set up to recognize Yahushua from the jump. That's why you had those that had bountiful amounts of faith. Then you had those that were didn't even know, like, oh, it possibly could be, couldn't be. And then you had those that were fervently against him, man. And he
said he wasn't worthy for the Lord to come into his house, but it turns out he was more than worthy, which is crazy in itself.
Yeah. Because he was, yeah. It says, the centurion answered and said, Lord, I am not worthy that thou shouldest come under my roof, but speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. For I am a man under authority, having soldiers unto me. And I say to this man, go, and he goeth, and to another, come, and he cometh. And to my servant, do this, and he doeth it. Yeah, because he was a man in authority. Like I said, he was a centurion. He had 100 men under him. So then what? It's basically just as, and that's how you know there's order, just like there's order in heaven, order on earth is like it is in heaven, man. Things are done in order. It's not just everything is just a mess, man. You just got naked babies with wings flying around, doing whatever.
And the word also says the Lord spoke with great authority, began to speak with authority. That's what the Lord was known for. So then that's how this man understood who the Lord was. Shalom.
Yeah. And it's a matter of authority. That's what Yahushua had in the spirit. He was set up, man. Everything was placed under him. that's how you know. Hey, it's heavy in the spirit, man.